If it's below the x-axis, we're finally through an equilibrium and we're actually selling more than we harvest. So in this silly model, I've got us going from 14,000 kilos in the last month we had, which was August or September, up to 67,000 kilos. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. But the most important thing is that inflection. And if you see the inflection point, it takes 10 months of my goofy situation to sell the harvests from July. Think about that. So we have the tub, we've got the tap on full wave, it's barely draining because there's a clog in it, and the water level's coming up. Now let's get to something more realistic, but still very optimistic. So instead of increasing sales 10 at 5%, I went 6 to 3%. So 6% for the first 3 months, then 2.0 it kicks up, and 9%. This is aggressive, it's doable. And if you look at this one, I've also taken the cap off harvest. I've allowed harvest to increase 4% a month, which is realistic. Now, this industry will grow, if it grows at this level, this is a fabulous growth rate. It's 158% improvement. Who doesn't want to be in a 158% improved volume industry? But you notice, what did I say? The most important bar on this graph is the yellow one. That's our harvest, because it's growing at 4% from a big base, are outpacing sales. So if you look at this, the inventory on this chart goes from what is presently ridiculous of 365,000 kilograms to 1 million kilograms in LP inventory. That is not a good situation. Why are we telling you this? If you're going to run a business, you have to size it to the market. This is our most aggressive, optimistic scenario. We don't want to give you the pessimistic ones because we're the lead off and we should all have a good time today. Now, the important parts to take away from demand and supply on this, scenario 2, the optimistic one, we have an annual runway rate of 450,000 kilograms a year. So that's month 12 times 12. That's 158% over year 1, which was 174,000 kilograms. We are harvesting at a rate that far exceeds legal absorption. Presently, we're harvesting at 4.42 kilograms to every kilogram sold. The bathtub is filling up and filling up. The optimistic scenario gets us to 2.26. That's still way too high. We have too much inventory at LPs, and you can, like, all the government that said we didn't have enough inventory, they were wrong. We have enough. We just don't have enough of what people want to buy. So presently, we have, at the end of October, 721 days of inventory at the LPs. 2 years of inventory at the LPs. And at this very aggressive rate that I have of sales and the 4% harvest rate, we get out even further. We get to 816 days. This will be catastrophic unless certain things happen. More retail stores at 2.0 does not fix this. Something has to give. We need companies to go out of business. It sucks to say it, but we need a right sizing of the harvests. We need people to write off inventory. We've already seen the inventory write-offs come. They're going to come more frequently. We're worried about trim cascading down in value. The legal demand has to go through the roof. And without enough stores, that's not going to happen. Plus, hey, you know what? The unregulated market is good at keeping clients. And exports simply will not fix this problem. They'll be too late and not enough. We have a massive issue that we have to deal with, and Adam Smith and his great big hand is going to deal with it. Andrew.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. Could you be any more negative? Like, holy moly. That's hilarious.
Thanks for being here.
Self-suicide. Holy moly.
We like to be different. We like to think of ourselves as disruptive. I'm going to say a few things that may be off color today, or it'll sound really janging to your ears. It's where we live. When Go Blue tells us...
Yo, Lorenzo, check this out, brother.
fraught with danger because it give you Luda's supply chain finance. Graham's out of Brock University's molecular biologist. We are a formal business. It's nice to see the world of formal commerce bad. That is, they aren't OGs and stuff. No, that doesn't mean anything. The sideways hats and the spinners, that stuff's going away. We can't see that fast enough, and we're happy. What we did was we formalized something called a value chain, which is very well known in most places. We put it together that just tries to describe how and where a company looks like or where they should reside. You may see a company like an extractor. They will just take biomass in and pull it out. Genetics begins with everything. Production, that's where the LPs live, extraction, branding. Model for us to kind of put a framework around or something to communicate and orient with. Each one of those pieces of the value chain can be split down. So in this case, I've just done a light 1%,